Hey team, Oscar here from the frontman of Colombo, and this is the Brooks Hyperion Elite 5. We saw the introduction of a PIBA-based midsole material into version 4, but now we see a complete overhaul of the Elite 5 for Brooks, and I'll talk through some of that. The PIBA-based material is, for me, one of the bounciest on the market, even though the stack height is up in that sort of 40mm range in the heel and 32 in the forefoot. The way that they've shaped and sculpted the geometry of it is it feels a slightly lower profile. So I think where this is going to really excel is obviously for someone with a quick cadence. They're not spending heaps of time on the ground, or a marathon course that has quite a few corners, because you can drive in and out of them quite well. Some of that I think is to do with the way they've made the upper, and I'll talk through that a little bit later. The other thing I really like what Brooks have done is they've tried to fine tune the stiffness or the pliability of the carbon plate, and we are starting to see that from a few brands. Not everyone can deal with a really stiff plate. Some people like a slightly more flexible plate, a little bit like how many watts you can push on a bike for how long. So we know if a plate's really stiff, you've got to continue to pour power into that. Sometimes you can't do that for 2.5 to 3 hours, so a slightly more flexible plate might allow you to put less watts in, but still get that bounce and spring back out. The outsole is a pretty good one. It definitely has a wet grip feel, so it's going to excel on tar seal surfaces, across paint lines. I've tried all of those, and it's been great. The upper is a really unusual kind of invisible fit type material. It's almost like a 4-way knit with breathable panels where you don't need the extra stability. They've gone with an internal heat welded toe cap, so you do get a little bit of structure in there. And the laces are almost looped on, so you can get a really nice fit in through the midfoot. You'll notice they have scooped up the geometry of the medial side of the shoe, so it does feel like there is something up against your arch. And the little bubbles that you'll see medially and laterally, when you load those in through that sort of last end of stance phase, they do kind of squash together. They work with a plate to try and propel you forwards. And the toe spring's quite late, so if you like that little bit of extra off the toe as you go forwards. The heel padding is super premium and gives you a really nice lockdown in through that feel again, so if you're running fast you don't want to be slipping back there. Brooks have gone with their DNA Gold PIBA based midsole material. This thing is super fast and fun. For me, it excelled in those sort of 400 meter to 1K to 2K reps, especially around Hagley Park and some of the corners, dodging people on a Saturday morning with the netballs on. The Brooks Hyperion Elite 4 is going to weigh in at 195 grams for a men's US size 9. It's going to retail for $420. It's available in unisex sizes from a woman's US 7 through to a men's US 13, and you'll find your pair online, in store and on the app.